Well, let's cross over now to the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Temple Asaju, my colleague, will be taking us through last week's market activities. Temple, good morning.
Good morning, Chief. Thanks a great deal for joining us here. So we know the market was not so good. Like last week, we had some serious bearish sentiment in the market. Week to date, we did something which is negative. And of course, the equity capitalization still settled at some 1.3 trillion naira. In terms of volume, was not too impressive with 2 billion units of shares demand the market for a total value of 20.3 billion naira, and that was executed in some 15,088 deals. But if you look at the sectors, that wasn't too good as well. Most of all the major segments of the market ended in red. The worst hit basically was the consumer goods segment or the industrial goods, I beg your pardon, which is 4.06% down. That's followed by the consumer goods segments where we saw a whole lot of bearish earnings, very negative and unimpressive earnings. A couple of them like NSE that did some positive release and ended up having energy segment of the market. We got changing and changing from 22 to some
We sincerely apologize for that poor audio output. Well, Temple was trying to take us through last week's trading activities and continuing from where he stopped talking about the sectoral indices. Of course, all the major sector indices posted losses, and that was led by the industrial goods, which came down 4.06%, and followed by consumer goods, down 3.25%. Oil and gas was down 2.62%. Insurance came down 2.37%. And of course, banking down 0.38%. Looking at the market breadth for that last week, it was negative with 47 losers and 17 gainers, led by Presco and Unity Bank. Notably, the NSE suspended trading on the shares of 6 listed companies. That was Unity Bank PLC, Fortis Microfinance Bank PLC, Golden Guinea Breweries PLC, Thomas White Nigeria PLC, Multitrex Integrated Foods PLC, and Deep Capital Management and Trust PLC for failure to file their relevant financial accounts to the exchange within the stipulated time. However, the suspension on Unity Bank shares was lifted following release of all the outstanding results. Well, Temple, I'm sure you have the details of the Treasury bills trading for last week. Could you do that for us?
Okay, yeah. So we got the bonds markets looking a little bit bearish to last week. We've got some 50 numbers of deals on Friday specifically, where you got more interest in the medium and the long end of the curve. If you look at the 17th of March 2037, we got that priced higher at 103 naira 80 kobo there. And for the medium side of the curve, you look at 15th of July 2021. That's one area that investors kept on going for now. We know generally that investors have been more interested in the short end of the curve, looking at the 20-something days and 90-something days to maturity here in the market. Generally, we've seen the yield curve on those areas, those securities trending lower, contracting as a result of that interest. But if you look at the longer end of the curve, things weren't too very, very impressive generally, because these are electioneering time, and we know that investors have a way of investing cautiously in the market, both the debt and equity side of things here. But for Friday, basically, we got some 10.64 billion naira in terms of value of the transaction that we saw in the market, and that's for bond. And you know that a few weeks ago we had the auction, primary market auction, also carried out by the Debt Management Office. That's the DMO in the system. So these are sort of things that have been shaping the system. Last week we had so much of liquidity. We got FAC disbursements. We had OMO maturities from the CBN. All that took place in the system and had a way of shaping the system of the markets generally. For the Treasury bills side of things, you got the 29th of November 2018, the 15th of November 2018, all except for the 20th of December 2018 security. The major ones that investors had to carry out transactions on, some 57 billion naira worth of deals traded now for the Treasury bills side of things on Friday. And that was just at a deal of 953 deals, and then that's for 248 billion naira. We know that there's also going to be a bit of auction again this week, OMO maturities rather. That is expected to the tune of some 40 billion naira in the system.
All right. Thank you for those updates. Anyway, trading activities has started, and we'll take a break. When we come back, you will give us what the numbers are saying at the moment. So stay with us.